T-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Well, hello everybody. I hope you can hear us loud and clear. We are coming back to Restream to StreamYard. So fingers crossed it's all going to work. Anyway, and Terry's just adjusting his camera. So drone? I'll think. I'm just reading the chat there. So. Okay, well, I'm going to see who's in the chat. Anyway. Let's have a look, shall we? Right, Harvey. Bud was too early. Okay, so Bud must have been the first in, but Harvey's
It's funny how the first message disappears always, isn't it?
It does. It's pretty strange. Anyway, so Harvey, how you doing? Bud, how you doing? So whoever was first, second, fight out by yourself. And we have Keith and Suzanne. We have Mark. Mark says even don't go watch Strictly Results. First we'll look while that's on. Just scratch that. We'll have to watch on catch up. The new Doctor Who spin-off follows. So any Doctor Who fans, it starts after the show.
Yeah.
To say. And Gruffalo Drone. A little chat there. And Caroline's in the chat.
Sweet Caroline. I was off key on that one. That was bad.
Never really cracked that, have we? We did in Spain, but not here. Right, okay. Patrick, how you doing, Patrick? Who else? Oh, Justin. Hey, Justin.
Paul's in.
Nigel Scott. What's we got here?
Surly's in.
Johnny Mac. Oh, we got Peter Mulder. Peter Mulder.
Gator Drone. That's a good channel name, isn't it?
Okay. Colin, how you doing?
Josh is in.
John's in. Kev's in.
Keith's in.
Seb.
Keith's in. Alan's in from Sunny Island.
I'll tell you what, I bet it's not. Stevie Knowles, SMJ Jones here. Josh, Prime
Josh,
Media.
Is in.
Surely Dev, did you say Dev? DD Fellows, that's I don't know what it is. Jerry Bauer. You've done Alan. What about FJ 1100 Mark? Who's that?
No.
Yeah, that's Mark White.
Okay. All right, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
50's in.
Anyone else? There's 43 people here somewhere, Jackie, but I can't stop.
Keeps moving when you look at it, doesn't it?
Gator Drone, that's I don't know.
I bet he lives in Florida, though.
Yeah.
I bet he does. Give me a crocodile sandwich and make it snappy. Brian, how you doing? Hope Mary's doing well.
We got Tom in. Do you know where Tom's from? He's from Canada.
Who's that? I didn't see. I didn't
see. Tom's in.
Is it Toronto you're from?
No. Ontario.
Ontario.
Is it or is it Ontario, like I said earlier on?
Oh, you said it was Ontario, didn't you?
Ontario, yes. It's posh place. It's the posh place in Canada now. Right, okay.
Ontario,
yeah. My pronunciation never been that good as
it, mate.
Anyway, we have a special guest.
Speaking of
work out how we actually use this software to actually bring our Oh, here he is. Look. There I look.
Toronto's in
Toronto is
Ontario. Yeah.
Ontario. Oh, wow. Geography lesson. Every day's a school day.
So what you say is you just say they're in the GTA, Greater Toronto area. Yeah.
I thought GTA was Grand Theft Auto. But...
Thanks, Tom. I'll have a sweet on that.
Oh, and Gary just popped in. Hi, Gary.
Yay, Gary's in. He's from Canada. Wow.
Let's roll VT and get our guest in.
Yes.
Hey, quick question. What county does Gary live in?
Brantford.
Oh,
No.
made me panic for a second there.
Here we go.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
And welcome, Captain.
Bigard, it's Captain Bigard. That intro.
You didn't have to keep your uniform on, Don.
Sorry?
You still got your uniform on.
Yeah. So Don joins us from Canada. So I'm sure a lot of the Canadian fans in the chat. Well, not some anyway, at least.
Yeah. I saw Gary in there and Tom.
Yep. Yeah. And I
So
think
which part of Canada are you from, Don?
So I'm also from Ontario. I'm kind of halfway between Toronto and Ottawa in the metropolis of Erinsville. There's about 200 people here. So when I headed to town, they quickly changed the population number.
they've got one of those counters. Every time you drive through it, you go, one car goes in.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's a beautiful place to be.
That sounds nice.
Isn't Jerry's in Canada as well, isn't he? Jerry,
No, I'm
Jerry
here.
Howell?
Yeah, Jerry Bowers. Yeah.
Oh, Jerry. Yeah.
And Laura's not here yet. Laura, where are you? Come on.
He's celebrating his birthday.
Oh, of course. Is it his birthday?
I think he's walking in the mall in Calgary.
I was just out walking down the road, and we've got about 3 inches of snow on the ground right now.
Oh, wow.
Like 3 inches of snow.
Nice.
I was saying to Don, you imagine what that happened if that was in the UK? Oh, dear, oh dear.
Everything grinds to a halt.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Sadly, they do that in Toronto as well. We always kid about people from Toronto in winter. It's like one point, I don't know, it was probably like 15 years ago. There was probably a significant amount of snow, and they called in the army. And so now it's like if Toronto gets an inch of water, we better call in the army.
So anyway, Don, I mean, several people sort of saying, "Oh, I know Don. Don does a great great work in the drone community and whatever." So we're glad to have you on board. Because people, we've got all these famous people from the drone community.
Hey, Steve, they don't call it Drone Seekers International for nothing.
Exactly.
Agreed.
We do our best to be international.
What drone do you fly, John?
What drones do I fly? Well, I just bought a Neo 2, and I was flying that this morning. I have a Mini 4 Pro and a Mavic 4 Pro as well, and a Nevada 2. I like flying that as well. But I mean, my go-to drone right now, the one I'm spoiled on, is definitely the Mavic 4 Pro. It is just scary how good it is. Yeah.
Do you have the Air 3S then, Don, or not?
I do not. No.
But if you got Mavic 4, really, I think that sort of says it all. Really, you don't really need it. Do you?
It is the bomb. I've been flying many drones lately, so yesterday I wanted to go out and fly. I grabbed the Mavic 4, and it's just insane the difference. I mean, it is an amazing piece of technology.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from its kind of stability and all that, I love the fact that it lasts for 45 minutes. Like I was filming a Santa Claus parade the other day, and I had the choice of a Mini or the Mavic 4, and it's like, well, the parade's only 15 minutes, so if I go up 10 minutes beforehand, I can just sit there the whole time.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about batteries. It's just, and you can zoom in so well. It's
There's
nuts.
nothing worse than getting a situation where you do just that, you know, and everything running late, and you just it starts battery
Yeah,
low. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Been there, done that. The only thing is, you know, the Mavic 4 has the 3 cameras in the gimbal.
Yeah.
So it was snowing on the day of the Santa Claus parade, which is nice for Santa Claus parade.
Yeah.
But
Not so much for drones.
not for drones, but it was okay. I mean, I flew earlier in the morning just to test it out. So at the actual parade, I popped up about 10 minutes beforehand. I was trying to get my camera angles right and all that. And at one point, I switched to one of the telescopic lenses, and it was just completely white.
Oh no!
I landed, wiped them off, popped it up again. It was perfect.
Yeah, that's just not
Closer,
good.
Marcus. Closer.
You want closer? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one that looks like Darth.
I think it looks like an owl.
But the other point, and I want to help Don make his point, is that it's so powerful. You can very quickly reposition yourself if you don't like where you're at. It just takes you a second to move it where you want it to be. And it's really very quiet too. It's not a loud drone at all. So it's not obtrusive.
Yeah, I had people say, I thought you were flying your drone today. And I said, yeah, I was. But I had it so high up. I had it like about 40 meters up, but I was using the telescopic lens. It looked like I was sitting right in Santa's lap. So
yeah, the Mavic 4 Pro sounds awesome. We'd like to have it, but it's a C2 drone in Belgium and too much restriction. It's the same in the UK.
You know what the best part is, Steve? Right here, buddy.
Yeah, that is the controller that one day I want one, because it just is the controller of all controllers, isn't it? Really,
it is. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to feature an assortment of your videos, which was finding the first one now, and I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't actually watched all of these tonight because I've run out of time. But
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if Don actually knows what. So Don, if there really are ones, it's Jackie's fault. Okay, she sends me the links and I just download them. Okay. Right, so yeah. Well, I'm not going to introduce this. I'm just going to play it. Here we go.
Wow.
Wow.
Very good.
World's longest covered bridge.
Yes, and the worst shingling job ever. If you
There was a comment. A couple of people chat about. Do you know why it's covered in, Don? Is it just,
Oh, let's know that.
yeah. Covered bridges in Canada, and there's some in the States as well, were done in the, I would say, in the pioneer days, like 100, 200 years ago. And what they did is they built the bridge, the main bridge, the carrying part of the bridge, but it was out of wood, and it would rot if it was exposed to the elements. And so you cover it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all the rest.
And the question was, what drone was that?
That was a Mavic 4 Pro. Yeah. And I saw somebody said fly under the bridge, and it was like, that was my first day on. I'm not going to fly under the bridge.
It wasn't going to happen.
I mean, DJI refresh is pretty good, but
Yeah, would they go for that though?
So what happened to your drone, Mr. Joyce? Well,
Yeah.
it was the first day flying. I thought I saw the bridge. And I thought, whatever.
Well, yeah.
and I was planning on flying the drone through the bridge. That was just a GoPro or an Action 4 on my car. But that bridge is insanely long, and there's no traffic control. Like there's not like traffic lights at either end. You just kind of poke your head around. It's like if you don't see headlights, you go.
Oh wow! So it's single lane then?
It's single lane. Yeah.
Kazi Bridge.
Hang on. So what? So you go. Wow.
I hope it's clear.
That sounds insane. And how long is the bridge? Just you say it's the longest bridge. How
It
long
was
is it?
1,200 and something on that video, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like 340 odd meters.
I was going to say, let's convert that to meters. These guys are from Europe now. Of course, Canada uses metric too. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was crazy. That bridge is just.
Yeah. Bud says it is a quarter of a mile. Well, that's quarter.
There you go. Miles.
1,320 feet is quarter mile. Ask the man who knows.
Well, I'm just thinking of quarter of a mile. You've got very fast acceleration. You can just go.
In my Corvette, that's about 11 and a half seconds.
Well, what does happen though, Don? If you get sort of like 3/4 of the way along, the car, someone's got to give way.
Could you imagine breaking down? Yeah.
I don't think you would want to do that. But there's a town on either side. Well, a town on one side. I think there's like a bunch of like a nice little community with houses and stuff on the other end. But I guess you just call a tow truck.
Long push, isn't it, to get it all the way out?
Just push it over the side. Next.
So Don, how long have you actually been flying drones for? Is it a sort of long time ago?
I got my first drone for Christmas of 2016, so coming up on 9 years.
It's that magic year. Do you know what? 2016,
2017. Everyone seems to.
Yeah.
So, was it a Phantom 3 or?
It was a Phantom 3 standard. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Same here. That changed the world, didn't it? It did.
Yeah.
And I can still remember my first flight. I went up and I was like, holy crap.
I'm
the world looks totally different all of a sudden, and it does, doesn't it?
That's the reaction you get when you first wear goggles.
Yeah.
I remember trying your potato goggles on.
Yeah, and it was fabulous.
But I started with a Phantom 3, and then I got a Mavic 2 Pro, and that was like, oh my god, this is so much better than the like it was like unbelievable. Now it's like a relic.
It's a very similar path for all of us, I think.
Yeah, sure, and then I got into minis and went through. I think maybe only 2 or maybe 3. I don't know. It's kind of
yeah.
So do you keep your old drones, or have you sold them? Or
I have sold almost all of my drones. My Mavic 2 actually is in a museum. Strangely,
is it a special edition?
There's a tank museum a couple of hours west of me. I've filmed for them. Like they've actually asked me to come and film their tank exhibitions. It's so much fun. I've crashed my Avata 2 straight into the front of a tank. like not on purpose.
I hope you didn't damage the tank, Don.
They didn't, but they were so thrilled. They went and they wanted to paint a little drone on the side as their first drone kill. I said, well, wait a minute, I'm putting a tank on mine. But anyway, so they have a tank museum there, and they were putting on a Ukraine exhibit. And so they called me up and said, do you happen to have any old drones? If you donate it, we'll give you a tax receipt as a charitable donation. I said, sounds good to me, because I'm not flying this thing anymore. So I went. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact is, that's what Ukraine, when they first started using drones in war, they were using off-the-shelf DJI drones.
They were. Yeah. England shipped quite a few over to them.
Yeah.
And I've used my Mavic 2 to do deliveries, not of bombs.
Thank goodness.
but oddly, it was I think in the spring of this year, I actually did a drug drop. And you're going to say, oh,
it certainly was.
How far is the prison
But it was
away
it was prescription drugs, and there was a woman who called me up in the local community here, and she lives in a house that you can only access by water. Now,
Oh wow!
so in the
drone
summer,
delivery.
yeah, so in the summer it's fine because she has a boat, and in the winter she can walk across the lake, no big deal.
Oh.
But it was the spring, and she needed her prescription pain pills, and the ice was too thin. So it was so I strapped a bottle of pills on and flew them over and landed
Wow.
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Really
fun.
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that is it, and you know, just go on, because obviously the Mavic 2 is quite a sort of, you know, it's a big drone, isn't it?
Cool.
So,
It's
yeah.
about just under a kilo, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem with my drug drop was that my batteries were basically gone to pot.
Right.
From sitting there for so long. And so I flew over, dropped. She had 2 vials that she wanted. I flew over and dropped that, came back, swapped batteries, put that one up, and it basically fell to the ground. Like,
No.
yeah. And then I swapped to the 3rd battery, thinking, oh well, you know, what are the odds that 2 batteries would do that? Oh, they were pretty bad. So so then I went back to my 1st battery, flew over, dropped the thing over, came back, and by the time it was back, and this is like no more than a minute to get across this lake. But the batteries were so depleted. So it came over, it was right overhead, and it said, oh, critically.
Return to home, back to her.
Back to her house.
Oh no.
So she gave it to me in, I think it was June, and then that was the next time we got together. So.
Hence the reason for dynamic home point on the newer DJI drones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I should have had it returned to my controller. You can
Controller, sure.
that, but you know,
But that was a thing.
That's how we all learn, isn't it? We all make mistakes like that.
yep, exactly.
Yeah,
And we don't do it again.
on the road to Morocco.
She's got, hey, I've got my pills and I've got a drone. Woohoo!
You couldn't attach the controller with the next one.
The instruction manual.
Yeah, the
Gone out of
instruction
focus,
manual,
John.
Instruction
Now
manual.
my camera. Am I all blurry for you?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's the drugs.
it's the drugs. Yeah.
The drugs.
I was
Oh, there you
gonna
go.
say,
There
I
you
think
There you go.
Look at
Okay,
champion.
let's watch another video.
Another one.
And this one is. Oh, no, just watch it.
Hi, I'm Don from Don Drones On. I know, we just released Drone Pilot Canada 3.6 less than a month ago, but we've already added more functionality I'm sure you'll be excited to try out. Drone Pilot Canada version 3.7 includes improvements to the visibility of wildfire areas and an enhancement to the iOS PDF document viewer. First, the wildfire stuff. As you should know, drones must stay at least 9.3 kilometers or 5 nautical miles away from any wildfire, unless of course you have permission as part of the firefighting operation. For wildfires less than, say, a square kilometer, smaller ones, this is a fairly simple thing to understand and visualize on a map. But larger fires often have huge, irregular fire perimeters that you must stay back from. And just staying away from the center of the designated active fire is not good enough. Have a look at this currently out of control wildfire in Nova Scotia, for example. The active fire location is marked here where the flame icon is, but the 77 square kilometer fire zone, marked in orange, extends over 10 kilometers to the north of that point. And yet you must stay 9.3 kilometers away from that. So it's really important to have awareness of that fire perimeter. The great news is that we now display all official fire perimeters right in Drone Pilot Canada, as well as the active fire locations. Fire perimeters are shown in orange, as you can see here, and specific active fire locations are shown with a flame icon. If you tap near either of these, or if you initiate a new flight, you'll be given appropriate messages about your proximity to wildfires. The size of the fire perimeter will be shown, as well as your distance and direction from that perimeter. Tapping on the message takes you to the Canadian Wildland Fire Information System website, which you can consult for further details. That said, if you're anywhere near a wildfire area, use common sense, your eyes and your nose to make sure you're not interfering with firefighting efforts. By the way, there are some fire perimeters that do not have nearby active fires, like these ones. I encourage you to carefully check for fires before flying within 9.3 kilometers of these zones. In addition to the new fire perimeter graphics on the main map, we also portray wildfires and fire perimeters on flight plans. Obviously, you'll need to use good judgment if you're planning your flights weeks or months in advance, since fires can spread rapidly. I suggest you check again within 24 hours of your flight. Drone Pilot Canada's map is refreshed with new wildfire data every 24 hours to ensure you're kept abreast of changes. The data comes from the official Canadian Wildland Fire Information System website. I'll leave a link in the description below the video. In addition to these great wildfire safety features in Drone Pilot Canada, we've added a nice tweak to the iOS version. Now, due to some technical limitations, previously PDF documents could be viewed on Apple devices but not searched. A user requested we add a search capability to our PDF viewer, and we did. Enjoy. By the way, this isn't required on our Android version because you can simply select the PDF viewer you want to use, such as Acrobat Reader. Enjoy these new capabilities in Drone Pilot Canada version 3.7, another free upgrade for users of the app. Drone Pilot Canada, built by Canadians for Canadian drone pilots.
Yeah, that was good. It was.
Yeah, Drone Pilot Canada is an incredible app. I co-developed it with an actual software developer that I was very fortunate enough to have known for about 20 odd years, and he's incredible. The typical interaction between us is I'll say, hey Larry, we've got this feature request, or I have a feature idea, something like that, and I'll spell it out a bit, and he said, oh, that's really hard. There is no way I can do that. So
does it.
Like an hour later, he'll say, "Well, try this out," and it'll be most of the
It's great. Gary was saying, he said didn't work in Spain. I tried it.
Yeah, it's well. I mean, it'll work, but it won't show anything.
No.
Right, proper. Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. So I'm very fortunate with that, and I think it's helped out thousands and thousands and thousands of drone pilots in Canada.
But I think everyone really should actually. I don't know how many people actually do use an app. I know Jackie does. I think it's quite important, to be fair. It gives you that sort of sense that you can be flying there.
That's right. I mean, we had a police officer come up to us once at a castle and say, you can't fly over those houses. And we were like, yeah, we know we can't. We can fly over this castle. That's what we're doing. We know because we've looked it up. And it just gives you confidence to talk to them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We have the Before You Fly app as well. And the other thing that we can do in the U.S. is even if you're in controlled airspace, right on the app, you have what they call Lance approval. It literally takes seconds, and they may limit you to, say, 200 feet or something like that. but you can immediately get approval to fly in controlled airspace.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's missing in the UK. To be fair, the only way you can actually get permission to fly in a the designated no-fly zone, of course, especially if it's an airport anyway, is contact air traffic control. But that's not a 5-minute job. It can be an email the day or 3 days beforehand, and say, look, and then of course they want to know what time you're taking off, what time you're landing, what's your altitude, blah 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 blah. And you've got to get all that in place before you do this. You couldn't turn up on the day and go, right, I'll do this now, because, well, I've never tried anyway, but
yeah. In Canada, there's a similar app called Nav Drone. It's put out by Nav Canada, which controls our airspace.
Mm-hmm.
But it is such an awful app. I mean, it'll allow you to get those permissions for controlled airspace, just like Lance does. But it's just awful. And the worst part is that Nav Canada did not provide a what's called an application programming interface to it. So the only way you can get access to controlled airspace is with their app, not with my app. So it's a shame. But the funny thing is that before they came out with Nav Drone, so we had Drone Pilot Canada, and they had a website, so where you would type in things to get access. So my developer basically figured out a way to fill all the form that you have to do on the web from within Drone Pilot Canada. So people were using Drone Pilot Canada to fill in the form. And when I was talking to the head of Nav Canada's drone people, he said, well, yeah, I mean, we had to develop this app because like in February of 2020 or whenever it was, we saw a huge spike in the number of requests, and we figured, oh my God, this is just a disaster. And I said, well, that's when we released the feature in Drone Pilot Canada.
Yeah.
There you go.
He had no idea. It was just crazy. Yeah.
So Don, I'm going to take the Canadian Basic so that I can go up and visit friends and fly bigger than sub 250 drones in Canada. But however, I will still have to get an SFOC, right, to fly anywhere.
If it's over 250 grams, yes.
Right.
What's an SFOC?
It's a Special Flight Operations Certificate. Good test. Thank you for that.
but I can get a blanket one. In other words, let's just say for the sake of argument that I'm going up to Alberta to see Lauren or something. I can say, listen, I'm going to be there from this date to this date. And can I say, okay, I'll be flying in this whole area?
Yeah, you can say a pretty wide area. In fact, I think you can say anywhere in Canada. Like,
I was going to say, I'm going to fly
That makes it easier, doesn't
from this side of Canada to that side of Canada, and up from there to down there, basically the whole of Canada. Is that okay?
I think you can do that. I'm not certain, but at least you could say, I'm going to Alberta or something like that.
But also Chuck was just saying in the chat, I mean, obviously you've got the mini drones now, the mini 4.
By the way, SFOCs as of November the 4th cost money to apply for.
Yeah, I don't mind that. So it costs money for the government to register those. I don't mind paying for things like that.
Right. Yeah. The worst part about these SFOCs is that they also on November the 4th, actually April, they introduced for sub 250 gram drones, you have to have an SFOC to fly at what they call an advertised event, which is like a parade or anything like that. Oh. And starting in November, it's $75 a pop. So if I want to fly at a Santa Claus parade with my Mini 4, it's $75.
That's a little, yeah.
So the only workaround is that if you get 4 of these, and you could do this before they introduce the charges, which is what I did, you get what's called a standing SFOC or an annual SFOC, and then it costs you $60 a year. So that's okay. But as I said to them, it's like, I'm not going to fly at a Santa Claus parade and, as a volunteer and pay $75 or submit a receipt to my Stone Mills, counselor to say, can I have my $75? It's like that's rude.
And it's interesting because Dev's just got a thing on my local airports in northwest UK. You have a drone portal. You can go and draw on a map where you want to fly it into your drone personal details and approval tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really good.
That's yeah. It may, but maybe that's going to be sort of a thing that continues. But okay.
But he's talking about phoning the tower. That's what we used to have to do in the U.S. If you were within 5 miles of an airport, and they don't want to hear from you. They got better things to do.
Yeah, you're just drone flying. They're not interested.
Can you imagine ringing out traffic control up there trying to sort of land?
Yeah.
It's like, hold on a minute, Jumbo Jet. I've got to talk to Marcus.
All these planes coming to land. Hang on. I've got to talk to this drone pilot because he just wants to know if he can fly his drone about 3 miles away from the airport. All right, yeah, okay. Anyway, what did you want? You're okay. Okay, let's watch another video. Okay. Where are we going? Oh, this one. Yeah.
I love the footprints.
Oh no, in the snow. They're paddling in the snow. Oh my God, I'm getting cold watching it.
Oh, it was a very hot day. That shot at the end with the footprints, total fluke. I was just coming into land, and it was like, looking at the footage later, it's like, oh my God, that's brilliant.
That's brilliant, yeah.
Right.
So I think Marcus, I think we've just got to hand the microphone over to Marcus for a minute because he's got a few things to say. You want to?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak for a moment. 84 years ago, there was an attack on the U.S. fleet in Pearl Harbor in Oahu, and it threw the U.S. into a war world war that Great Britain was already in, and Canada for that matter, right, Don? And so there were a number of. I just want to make sure that we were all thinking about when the entire free world came together to fight fascism. And so December 7th, if you've ever been to Hawaii and seen Pearl Harbor and see the Oklahoma, just where it sits since that day, and you think about all the sacrifices, and I'm not just talking about the sacrifices of those soldiers that day at Pearl Harbor, but throughout that horrible Pacific War and the war in Europe, we just need to remember that everybody came together to deal fascism a blow and hopefully put it away forever.
Yep, indeed. Yep, indeed, Marcus. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I don't think we ever want to repeat of that one.
Absolutely not. A lot of sacrifices made.
Yeah, Jim was saying there that my dad's brother, Uncle Bill, served at Pearl Harbor. He went in at 17 and a half years old. He was serving. Yeah, indeed. Right. Okay. I think we'll do another video. Yeah, because we like videos. Richie Jones, indeed.
Yeah.
That was about that.
That boat driver was having fun, wasn't he?
Yeah. There's a lot of tubing that happens on our lake, and so I didn't happen to have the drone on hand. I was at my partner's cottage or house that's at the other end of the lake. She lives at one end of the lake, and I live at the other end. It's about 3 kilometers apart. So I was down there and flying away. So a lot of cool boating happening down there.
So where do you go for your soundtracks, Don? Have you got a go-to place, or
I use Epidemic Sound.
Right, okay.
So it's a subscription service that I have used it since I think 2019. So I've used it forever, and I just love it. It's so easy to find the right kind of mood for what you're filming. And the latest feature that they've come out with is you can adjust or have it adjust the length of a track to fit whatever you want. Yeah. So if you want a 3-minute video and the video and the piece of music is only 2 minutes, you'll say, no, I want it 3 minutes, and there it is.
Have you ever? So obviously, I use Epidemic. Have you ever tried? I've tried without success. Maybe you've had more success where you can actually load the video in. It will look at the video and sort of like choose some music to go with your video.
I didn't know you could do that. No.
I'd be interested for you to try it, because I try it and I think, what on earth? What is this? It's never worked for me, I'll be honest with you. I don't really see how it can, I mean, you've got all sorts of things going on there, but as you say, but the interesting thing is, you say, because what I have done in the past is when I work out how long the video is, and actually you can select the shortest length of music and the longest length, so you know it's going to fit. And it only gives you those choices, but so the feature you're talking about is even better. So,
and I've used that feature quite a bit lately. But
Art List is similar as well, with all the different filters for the lengths of the song. And that.
Yeah.
Really like that.
Well, it's handy, isn't it? Because I mean, although you can find a bit of music, but you know, for what Don was saying, if you can actually take a piece of music and adjust the length of it to fit, that's even better, isn't it? Because you can, you know. I assume that the bit of footage has actually got to be, the music has got to be. Do you mean if it's longer then, Don, or can you actually make that bit of music longer?
You can make it longer or shorter, and it snips it at just the right spots in the beats.
Okay. So you wouldn't hardly notice the fact that it duplicates whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen really closely, you can tell when it does something. Yeah. But you'd have to really be knowledgeable about the music and everything else to really know it.
Well done, saying Premiere and DaVinci both have audio remix features to analyze and extend and cut music.
There you go. Do it in the editing.
Indeed. Right, okay. What are we doing for time? I think we'll have one more video.
By the way, for my editing, I use Cyberlink Power Director, and I actually kind of got fed up with it about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, because it was causing me some troubles, and every new feature they came out with was, it's an AI doohickey, and it was like, I don't want to do that, you know. So I put it aside, and I got Premiere Pro from Adobe, and I bought that, or like a subscription for that, and I diligently learned it, and watched all the videos and all this kind of stuff. And it was like after about 4 months, it's like, I should be able to do this easily now, as easily as I could do it in Power Director. But I couldn't. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll give it a couple more months. So I worked with it for 6 months. And at the end of the day, I said, no, I'm sorry, Adobe, this thing is crap.
No,
I didn't like Premiere Pro either.
It's really difficult and clunky and all the rest. So I went back to Power Director, and in that 6 months, they had fixed the problems that I was having, and they had introduced some features that I liked in Premiere Pro that weren't there before. So it was like, oh, well, I'm not even putting anything in. So it was like, back to Power Director, and I love it.
Better the devil you know, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not
that was my concern, is that I was kind of prejudiced from having used it for so many years. But no, I knew how to use Adobe and Premiere Pro. No, it sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's the video?
Punch it, Chewy.
Fish.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. See those rays coming out?
Yeah,
I know. I just about peed my pants when I put the drone up and I saw that. It was like, oh my god!
Indeed, you're right, Marcus. It is that time already.
Don't point up.
Terry's what time is it? Terry, it's his time.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Are we ready? Ma and Pa were two old hillbillies living out on a farm up in the hills. Pa found out that the hole under the outhouse is full. He goes into the house and tells Ma that he doesn't know what to do to empty the hole. Ma says, "Why don't you go and ask that young'un down the road? He must be smart because he's a college graduate." So Pa drives down to the neighbor's house and asks him, "Mr. College Graduate, my outhouse hole is full, and I don't know how or what to do to empty it." The young'un tells him, "Get yourself 2 sticks of dynamite, one with a short fuse and one with a long fuse. Put them both under the outhouse and light them both at the same time. The first one will go off and shoot the outhouse into the air. And while it's in the air, the second one will then go off and spread poop all across your farm, fertilizing your ground." Marcus is frowning slightly. The outhouse should then come back down to the same spot, the top of the now empty hole. Thanks the neighbor. Drives to the hardware store, picks up 2 sticks of dynamite, one with a long fuse and one with a short fuse. He goes home and puts them under the outhouse. He then lights them and runs behind the tree. All of a sudden, Ma comes running out of the house and into the outhouse. Up goes the first stick of dynamite, shooting the outhouse into the air. Boom! Goes the second stick of dynamite, spreading poop all over the farm. And then wham! The outhouse comes crashing back down the top of the hole. Pa races out to the outhouse, throws open the door and asks, Ma, are you all right?" As she pulls up her pants, she says, "Yeah, but I'm sure glad I didn't fart in the kitchen."
Terry's Joke of the Week.
I thought that was good. I enjoyed that.
Frightening.
The way he tells them.
Terry.
They're getting worse, aren't they?
Yeah, they're funnier.
Anyway, on that note, let's watch a video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
That was incredibly fun. That was the second year that I had been invited to be their drone pilot, and this time I brought along another guy with me who I work with a lot, Mike Hill, and the two of us filmed for 3 days, and it was wild. But chasing those tanks with a Nevada 2 is just so much fun. I mean, it's insane because they're really moving, and you never know.
They do go fast.
Yeah,
I'll bet there's some FPV drop flyers here. The manual like Caroline and that, but it's nothing.
Yeah, they're all saying they want to chase a tank now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're allowed to do it in the UK. I'm not sure if you get permission to do it. Oh no, you can't do that. But yeah.
Well, this place actually is so difficult to fly at. I don't know whether you noticed, but there's a control tower in the distance there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is like if you imagine a set of runways like that. So this is at the Oshawa Airport, and the tank museum is in the crotch of one of those.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So the first year I did it, I filmed it exclusively with my Mini 4, and the paperwork that I had to go through to fly there weighed more than the drone.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have to have liability insurance in case you damage one of the tanks.
Well, this was one of the things that I argued when they were pushing back on the SFOC. You needed an SFOC for this. I was saying, I mean, you've got tanks that are going 60 kilometers an hour, about 50 feet from people protected by a chain link fence. Why are you worried about my 250?
Yeah.
Okay, here's all my paperwork.
If you're that worried about it, just put some live ammo in the tank and shoot it down.
Oh my God. Oh, and there was one shot in there. I don't know whether you noticed. I was kind of hovering, and the tank was pointing right at me. I was like,
I know. I was going to say, didn't that make you a little bit nervous when it was pointing directly at you?
I wanted it to shoot me so bad.
There's still got to be some blast from that tank, surely.
I was a fair bit back.
Yeah.
They do a propane charge in there, propane and oxygen.
Oh,
and,
okay.
It's noisy. It's really noisy.
Yeah.
Just shoot smoke.
So those sounds then, Don, were the actual sounds then, or were they sort of
not live from the footage?
No, I was thinking of perhaps you had a GoPro on there or something.
That's what I thought, because they were spot on, weren't they? I thought it must be.
Well done.
I did take some time.
Wow. Yeah, it's really good. Really
Am I the only one that's disappointed that they weren't using live ammo?
Yes, you are.
I think Chuck was as well.
Well, Don was worried when the sort of like the turret come round. He's aiming at his drone and thinking,
exactly.
He's going to nail me.
Quick, altitude.
Just
But
quickly get up the cake, up down, get it
so
up.
much fun to fly there, and the guys are so cooperative, and like they have these long whip antennas on the tops of the tanks. And I was talking to one of the guys, and he was positioning it in some way, and I said, I have to watch out for those because they're really hard to see with my drone. And he said, well, I don't have to put it on if you don't want me to. I said, no, put your antenna on. That's part of the deal.
So Bob's asking the question, Don. What was the flag on the other tank?
On the M60.
So there was an M60 and a Leopard 2 tanks. So German and an American tank. Those were the insignias of something from Steel Aces, which is a video game company that sponsors one day of the.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the video. By them.
So I don't know what the.
Yeah, the M60 I couldn't. But the Leopard had the Canadian flag on it. Was it? Maybe I didn't see it correctly, Don. So don't.
Maybe it did. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
On the Leopard, yeah.
I'm always surprised. I'm always surprised how fast actually tanks go, because I was just thinking, crawling on
didn't they?
They got a heck of an engine in them.
Yeah,
you could actually hear it.
Yeah, I'm not sorry for engine. Right, okay. We've got time. We've got time for one more video. Do you think? Yeah, of course we have. Yeah,
hit it.
This is fun.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go.
Lovely. Have a bit. God's going to send me some.
I was filming stuff very similar to that just like 2 hours ago.
Absolutely, it just looks so beautiful, and that's the best time to see snow is when it's just
fresh.
When it's fresh. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Don, we've come to the end of the show. And everyone, we've come to the end of the show. So, Don, thanks ever so much for taking time to join us today. And,
okay, I just want to put a plug in. If you're a Canadian drone pilot and watching this show, you should absolutely join the Drone Pilot Association of Canada. This logo here, and it's a free association, and we've got over 9,000 members now across Canada.
Wow!
And our main function is to advocate on behalf of recreational and small commercial drone pilots towards Transport Canada to get more reasonable regulations and all that kind of stuff. And right now, we're working on some interesting stuff for FPV flyers. So.
Okay. Well, I think Jackie's put the link in your channel in the chat somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope the video quality is as good. I'm sure you'll let us know in the comments anyway. So all I can say is, Don, thanks very much once again for joining us, and we'll see you all again this time next week, or not this time next week, but that'll be the end of the show.
Yeah, no, come earlier.
8 p.m. next Sunday. It's a special one next week. So anyway, take care, everybody.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Bye. Bye, Don.
Oh, that was fun.
It's still live.